Hi everyone, Nigel Brooks here, Senior Consultant at SME Skills. Just wanted to come in with a quick refresher video following our workshops on hosted events and webinars, because we really want to get your lead generation up there. So you're generating as many leads as you can, so you can work on putting them through your pipeline, work on closing them, getting more deals, okay? So, second channel on your sales strategy is normally hosted events and webinars. And what do I mean by a hosted event and webinar? So it's rather than a standard networking event, which you would go to and other people would go to hoping to find someone to do business with, a hosted event is an event that you've put on yourself so that people have come specifically to listen to you. So they're already warmer prospects than they were at the networking event where you may have met them. I mentioned this in another video on networking, where networking events can be used to invite people to these events. So you find someone that you've got some bit of common ground with, someone who's interested in what you've got to say or interested in your product or service, but is a little bit too unsure. So rather than going above and beyond and forcing them to close right there and then, don't worry about it. Come to this event that I'm putting on next week, or come to this webinar, or come and listen to this webinar that I'm putting on the internet next week, and you can find out more about me, and then we can go from there. Yeah, all you're trying to do is this process of windows, is get them to go from this stage to the next stage to the next stage after that. Yeah, and by inviting them to an event, something like that, it's an excuse to add more value to their lives, to enrich their lives and improve their quality of life, because that's all we're trying to do. All we've got to do is provide a product or a service that meets a need, and we've got to sell that product or service. By inviting people to an event, 1, you're increasing your credibility, 2, you're showing you're an expert in your field, and 3, you're adding value to people's lives. You're adding value, and it's a chance for you to deliver more energy to them, so they are more likely to go, yes, I want to do it, let's go, I want to buy this from you. Yeah, so if you were to do one hosted event a month, which maybe have about 20 people attend, yeah, and one webinar a week on the internet, which you maybe get about 5 people attending each one, you've got 40 leads right there. And those are people that are hot, that are interested, and it's a fantastic way of people that first of all listen to you and go, I'm not too sure. If you haven't quite hit the sweet spot, you can just keep them going through your sales funnel. It's okay. Tune into the next event. That's okay. Come along to and listen to the next webinar, and you're just adding more and more value, increasing that buying energy that they've got to the point where they go, yes, I've heard enough now. This is what I want. This is going to make my life better. I'm going to buy. Yeah, it's my personal favorite channel on my sales strategy, because when I first started, I was a little bit unsure. I was trying to train the material. I've been doing presentations for like many years now, nearly 20 years. But when I started doing this with new material sales training, it was quite difficult. I'm like, do people get it? Are people responding to it in the right way? But by getting up on stage and presenting it to people, it allowed me to find new ways of getting in touch with the material, put my own personal spin on it, to find out what worked, what didn't work, what's the best way to communicate it. And it allowed people to ask me questions and be critical of what I wanted to give them. As soon as I started doing this, I noticed, in conjunction with many other things, it wasn't simply this, I need to get that out there, but my conversion started going up and up and up, because I was getting in front of people, I was showing them how passionate I was about what I wanted to give them, and they were responding to it, understanding it, and they were coming over to me and going, this is brilliant, where do we sign? Yeah, and what you're wanting to do is to get them to pull out their address books, or pull out their calendars and go, when can I fit you in? Or, do you know what, you want to talk to this guy? That's the power of this channel, yeah, and if you can get it right, your conversion is going to go through the roof. Okay, so as I said, it allows you to show your value, it allows you to show your excitement. People can see you up on stage, they can see how passionate you are about your products, and it's going to make them think, yeah, this is what I want to do. It allows you to really step into the limelight as a person who can solve your prospects' problems, yeah, and establish yourself as an expert in your field. You can also partner up with people, with other strategic partners or people in similar fields to you that work with your client base in a non-competitive way. So for me as a sales trainer or a sales coach, the best people for me to partner up with are like website designers, because they're a marketing coach. So develop a website, customer comes back after a couple of months saying, hey, you told me I wanted to increase my sales, this website's not increasing my sales. That's because the website's a marketing tool, they say. What you need to do if you want to increase your sales, you need to talk to Nigel. We're working with the same client base, but in different ways, in different roles. So they're perfect for me. So I might say to them, hey, I've got this event coming on in 3 weeks' time. Do you want to come and present, take a 20-minute slot, do something on SEO, pay-per-click advertising, whatever it might be? But partnering up with them means they can then bring their client base, they can bring their prospects as well, so they can listen to them with the added value of getting some sales advice from me, and vice versa. My clients and my prospects are likely to come so that they can pick up some SEO advice as well. Everybody's a winner, yeah? So, quick 5 top tips for this channel then. 1, you've got to prepare. You've got to make sure you know what you're talking about. There's no good turning up and spitballing. I like standing up and doing an elevator pitch by spitballing, but if you're going to do something like a hosted event, you can't do that. You've got to plan it. People have got to know what they're coming for, and you've got to make sure that it works. You've got to have your material all lined out. You've got to book the event. You've got to book the venue. You've got to make sure that any drinks and things or any refreshments are all sorted out. It's got to look professional. It's the only way that this channel's going to work. Okay, it could be that you could go to a networking event. The next networking event that you go to, I want you to go to the organizer and say, what's he going to do to get me to present here? I want a 15-minute slot. I want to talk about something that's going to do this. It's going to add value to people's lives, and do it there. Start that way. When you're actually piece of advice number 2, the hardest part of this channel is promoting it. You can't start too early with promoting it. And if you get into a regular rhythm of having a webinar a week and a hosted event at the end of the month, you could turn around to someone and say, hey, I'm doing this event on the 27th. Can you make it? No, I can't do that. Oh, that's okay. Why don't you come on the 1st? I've got one a webinar the week after that. Or I've got another event coming up at the end of next month. Yeah, so you've constantly got something that you can invite people to, which is going to further establish you as an expert. It's going to make you credible, but it's also just going to mean that you're not going to lose prospects just because you're only doing something on the one day. Yeah, you've got to work smart. You can't work hard. Tip number 3, you've got to get excited. Let's show people the passion that you've got. You're excited about your product. You're the one that's going to sell it. Get up on there, be animated, be interactive, and let's get people excited about what you want to do. Yeah. Number 4, the venue choice, or if it's a webinar, the time choice. It's very, very important. And the reason why I was concentrating more on hosted events than webinars is because I do think it's a little bit more powerful. The disadvantage to a hosted event is generally geography. If you've got quite a large area that you're working with, or people aren't necessarily wanting to go out in the evening, they've got kids or whatever, even if it's, or they don't want to get up early in the morning and do it before the day starts, a breakfast meeting, webinars are the perfect solution to this. So you could do a 15-minute webinar, just giving a little tidbit of advice. And the best part about both of these types of events is that people have to sign up before they attend. They've given you everything you need to follow them up with afterwards. How brilliant is that? Right? All the hard work's done. All you've got to do afterwards is just pick up the phone. You know the phone? Thing that people don't actually use to call anymore? People get tired of saying that now. People are saying it a lot, aren't they? Pick up the phone, get hold of these people, and make sure that you're getting in touch with them. This tip number 5 is the follow-up. You've got to have a tight follow-up, yeah? So the first thing what I would suggest is, after you've done the event, just send people a message or a LinkedIn connection, or just saying, thanks for attending. That's what it's going to be. I want to let you know, I'll be following you up just to see if you've got any feedback about it. After you've done that, when you're following up the next day. Critical. The longer you leave it, the more chance you've got of them not being able to get through to them, right? Follow up, tight follow up, and all you're trying to do with that follow up is you're trying to get in front of them face to face, or you're trying to get them on the phone, or have a pre-review call. It's going to be about 15 minutes. Are these the type of person I want to work with? If you don't follow up, there's no point in doing the event in the first place. It's all about the follow up. That's just 5 tips from me. 1, prepare the event. 2, promote it as early as you can and as often as you can through as many different mediums as you can. Work smart, get other people, get your clients to bring their clients or their prospect base to it, so that you've got as many people coming as you can. Because if you want to invite people to a room that holds about 30 people, you need to be talking to about 120, 150 people. If you invite that many people, you'll probably get 30 turn up. If not, you're probably going to get less than 10. But that's okay, because that's still 10 people that you can work with. But you want as many people there so you can communicate as much value as possible. Okay, so 1, prepare. 2, promote. 3, get excited about it. 4, select the venue or select the time of day very carefully. And it does depend on what industry or what market you're in as to what's good for you. You're just going to have to work trial and error on that one. Number 5, make sure you've got a super tight follow-up so you can get in touch with these people, deliver the value, follow them up, put them through your process and get the decision. All right, I'm Nigel from SME Skills. Hope to see you next time. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye-bye.